Hello, sorry about that. For some reason my stream deck moved around a little bit. Hopefully everyone's doing well today, this morning, this evening, depending on if you're watching this live where you are, or if you're watching this recorded. Let's see. I haven't streamed in like a week. I think I streamed last Tuesday, and just Thursday I was speaking at a user group, or just forgot what happened on Thursday. And yesterday I just had a long day at work. I really feel like it. Oh, I know. Yesterday I couldn't really get a lot of stuff done because some of the I was working side just did not work. So I want to stream and sit there being all boring and everything. So when I was playing around over the weekend, I was looking at the event meetup site that we built. This one here, or that we started to refactor. Excuse me. For some reason, my dinner is repeating on me like crazy. Let's see. Does that every time I reboot because there's no certificates and I need to sign. I started looking at this site, and I was working on, when we last saw this on Thursday, we were working on the edit. I started looking at it, and there was a lot of functionality in the edit page that was kind of out of the box, just normal text controls. And I was like, that's kind of boring. So I was looking to update it. This page will probably stay the same. This I might actually turn to add cloud. But the edit page, when we get to it, that is not working the right way. I'll have to get essentially edit for events 99, edit, I believe. What is it? And slash edit 99. There it goes. When I started working on this, started looking at the text boxes and comments and all those, when I got to the start date time, it'd be great to have like a date picker drop down. And there are a couple of Bootstrap ones, but they're kind of old. I was originally using a Bootstrap one. It's dated and doesn't support 4.0. Who knows if one's going to come out for 5.0. So I was like, let's just go and look at some of the items that are available. Telerik Ninja, which is a recognition program. I started looking at their controls, which is a suite here, the Telerik UI. Now they have a bunch of them. I'm not going to cover all of them. And again, this is not a sales pitch. I just wanted to pretty the UI. There are lots of different options, including companies like Statistics. I particularly like the Telerik set of products, because they provide a little bit more flexibility, and kind of sort of use them. I've been working 15 years now. And we're going to be working on the ASP.NET Core components. One of the things to know about these components is that they work with ASP.NET Core, but they work with it a little bit different. There's tags and tag helpers, but they're really wrappers, or at least the UI is provided by the UI set of tools. So you'll see a lot of different scripts being added. The back end, that's just the wrappers for it. So you can ultimately use either or. I'm going to stick with the UI for ASP.NET Core because it has some of the helpers kind of make the UI a little bit better. What I mean by that is, let's just take a quick look at the site. So we have a choice of doing an edit dialog. That's where I could date /20 /2021 and then do a whole bunch of data validation. Or you can do something like this, where I just add the KendoUI control and type in the date, and I get that automatic validation. You don't see it because it's on, but once I try to save it, I'll get the hey, you don't have this. But even more so, I get the instant date picker where I can go anything like that. So I'm going to spend hopefully an hour or so updating the edit page to use all these. I only set it up on this master page for the event meetup site, so I'll have to translate it over there. And I just use this just to follow the help. Well, let's go and get that working. Stop that for a minute. And again, like I said, I'm not being paid for this or anything. Just really doing it. It's super easy. So I stopped it. There are two different things I needed to do to get it to. There is a NuGet package for it. I believe it's called Telerik Machine Up to Speed. Telerik UI for ASP.NET. Telerik UI .4 ASP MVC, Kendo UI. They have a bunch, as you see here. You'll notice it's also from a different NuGet repository. Here it's NuGet.telerik.com. That's because I'm using the licensed product as a license for it. They do have demos and samples from straight NuGet. You also, well, this part you don't have to do. I do it because I like be able to build and run locally in the have connectivity. It's just a carryover from when I fly on an airplane. Sometimes the airplane wireless is not the best. So I copied out and created a Kendo UI folder, copied out the script files and the settings files. Not all these are needed. It just depends on what you're using. For sake of simplicity, I copied over. But the ones you'll need is jQuery min. You already don't have reference. I already referenced it in the project, so I don't really need this. You can use the jQuery all.min, or sorry, jQuery Kendo all.min. That pulls in every one of their libraries and tools. If you're only using one or two, let's say we're only using the badge component or the button, we can just pull. I'm just going to do the all because I intend, not that I'm going to use all, but I'm going to probably use a good chunk of them. So let's go with that. The same holds true for the styles. They have different themes, about 50 black, blue, strap, default, etc. And you can pull in the individual files. So if you just want Bootstrap, which is what we're doing, works well with Bootstrap. You can just add on to it and it takes that Bootstrap effect. But you have to reference or href in the default because it has a lot of the base styles and then whatever other theme. So in our case, I'm Strap Dash. We look at our, oh, actually, that's not the only thing. This is optional, but this just makes it easier. So your tags are registered, add tag helper, star, comma, MVC. That means any namespace will be added or automatically at MVC. So we're not that forever. These are optional, but then in our startup, in our configure services, we services.add Kendo UI. That's pretty much it. Now we have to insert in our web page. So let's take a look at main layout. So the main layout looks similar to what we had before. Our reference to Bootstrap, the Cerulean theme. And now I added two more. So I Kendo UI styles default and the Bootstrap version 4 default. And then the corresponding CDNs. They provide a CDN, cdn/telerik.com/ whatever the version number I'm using, their first quarter release of 2021, build 1/2021, first quarter, and the build number, style / whatever. And you'll notice the same thing with JavaScript. Only difference with referencing Kendo from what I've seen with all the others is that the JavaScript needs to first. So found this out the hard way. The JavaScript needs to be in the header section, at least for registering jQuery in Kendo, because when you're adding classes to it or adding file elements / controls to it, they get called before the document ready event. It's the Kendo object. I'm going to look at other ways to see if there's just a way stuff. Pretty much what I learned you have to do. It's 2 days. So with the addition of the JavaScript, there is one additional one here called ASP. You need kendo.all.min and ASP.net, mvc.min.js, and that brings you the ability to have the controls interact with the server. I believe that was all I need. And then just for a test, I have the index form, Kendo UI date picker, and the syntax for helper is here, just html.kendo.date picker, and we're going to create the name at the HTML, which I think I stopped the browser. Yes, I stopped the browser. See, it created that. So I'm going to go and get rid of that now. We might go and update this table to use the Kendo grid, but that'll be, just want to get. So in order for us to do that, I'm going to go on all these windows except for, see if I can those tabs to the left. The reason why I want both of them open is because I'm going to copy and paste. I'll probably end up doing is changing this area into a partial header so I can include it in both. Actually, why don't we do that now? Do a render Kendo, just include those easily. So let's go to our views. And I haven't tried this yet, but everything I read looks like it'll. I'm going to do add a new view. Matter I'm going to call underscore Kendo header CHEC. Yes. Maybe the syntax is. I like this one. So let's go to main, and I'm going to copy this out. Here, let's actually call this something. I like this approach too because it's very separate. Call it Kendo scripts and then Kendo CSS. underscore Windows scripts. Oh, come on, it should be that hard to rename. I upgraded to EAP build for provider today, and a lot of my things seem to be taking forever to do. Like apparently renaming a script. It's probably looking for references. Tell me I don't have to close it. I find that this is the indexing from here because I have so many files added. It's taken forever to rename. And I don't want to have to kill it. But I will. Oh, there we go. Threaten to kill it. Let's create another one called Kendo Scripts. Or I already forgot what I called it. Underscore Kendo Styles. We want to add in the Kendo styles. Ooh, I did that wrong. Let's go back and fix that. Copy out only part of it. I'm going to just copy the whole thing into the script section. Let's go. The Kendo is the extra. I'm just going to. For now, the problem is I want this order. Not going to work. Not going to be as easy as I thought. Hold on. I'll just duplicate these two. Edit, delete. Yes. Wow. Indexing is taking forever. Shouldn't be that long to delete files. I think it's just double checking because they're listed in the new folder. Anywhere else. I gotta see if I can clean up indexing on. I keep saying indexing. That's what ReSharper / writer call it. Creates a dictionary of all the files that right now there are files, especially in the www. Don't even cancel. It's just waiting. Waiting. This is the point where I threaten to kill it again and it dies. Maybe kill. Look, it did it again. He threatened to kill it and it goes away. So I am going to copy out stuff essentially from here to here. Now there's another piece of code in there, which is the render header section. Let's go through and double check this. Ooh, this one's slightly different. It should be that different. It's got the header section in the spot. We're doing the themes. We're going to probably switch up the themes a little bit. Let's move over to the right. Let's move right. Might be easier. But only because we have that customization. ultimately change. If I go with scripts, these are the two I want in dev. Get registered after this point. Formatting. Put the next one. It's these two here. And here. This formatting. Scripts. These scripts. Oh, these are all the way at the bottom. Sure, we don't. Here at the bottom, anything different? Popper. I'm gonna have to get rid of Popper. Why do I have Popper? I have to get rid of some capacity. I think I can get rid of all that. This really the only difference between these two, outside of some of the header stuff, is themability. So I am going to change that anyway, since it's just a site. I create the themes and get swatch themes all together. Let's go with the Telerik. I think I got everything. Oh, I don't here anymore. It needs to be up top. Oops. Control X. X. Once I get it selected again. And move that to the top. Should be right here. And I want to get rid of these because it's an old way of doing it. Do that more. Squiggly lines. But now we should be good to go. I think it's got everything. I'm going to run it. Actually, let's go and I still have the index view open. Very deleted. Let's do this. Control D, X. Then let's go and update a view. Let's go with the index since that's our theme. I put that right here. And this is again just a test. Works. Let's run it. And then if we got everything correct, we should see a date picker in our all events view. And we can start on the customize. We're already a half hour in. Might be a bit much. Maybe I'll work on getting a couple of them in there. Play some more. Oh wait, I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming next Thursday because I'm speaking at a user group in Memphis, but I think the time zone will be different. I might start the stream a little than normal. Now while it's running, I can need it. Who's you? I'll come back. Change that. This is done. Oh, I forgot to install .NET Preview 6 on .NET 6 Preview. All it on my laptop just now. Even though I'm using a preview version of .NET 5. Cool. So we see that we got rid of that here, assuming it worked correctly. and it worked correctly. And I got this. Sweet. So now I can go and keep the Bootstrap controls or just switch it all over to Kendo. It works either way. I think I might want to switch it only because it just provides the consistency. And I'm going to go all in. But, just lots of great features. This is one of the first ones I want to do. Working last week, we were looking at doing like an autocomplete drop down. This is just when I start doing, but to show some of the themes that are built in that are relatively easy to change. Default, which is their theme, and then material, which has the Apple based material, and there's a lot more. Theming, they showed that we lots of them. I come down here, and if you install it, even the demo, you get this list, all these demos that are available. And where's theming? I'm going to pretty much use all these different. Get to it. Management, pivot grid. I thought there was a separate demo of just the themes. Where are you, Joe? There's the theme builders, but I thought there was something where you can actually see them all. Aspect. Oh, no, this is actually so this is helpful if you have your own theme, like you have a color scheme. Like here are the basics, and then you can start styling all them. And they do have a lot of different themes. When we start doing why they all did. By the way, when it adds updated, that's updated since the last version. It's a brand new set in this release. Bottom navigate, loading action, expansion panel, checkbox group. We're going to probably use checkbox group too. First thing I think I'm going to want to do is work with the autocomplete. So when we first started playing around with Azure Maps API, jQuery UI, so we'll probably replace that with this and get a little bit easier to get a little bit easier. Interesting thing. Huh. Interesting. What the edit and theme show it to me. This is what I'm looking for. Layout. Nope. Well, as you can see, there's lots of different controls and options. So instead of me, Googling and trying to find lots of others, it's pays to buy it and fix it. So enough about showing this off. Let's go and now we got it working here. I'm going to go delete this and then at least get the edit button work next couple of days. Clean it up. So let's go here, KendoUI, spacing, and details. So here we got one, and now we want to do ASP dash, I think it's route ID. Is it model dot ent ID? Oh no, not route ID. It's just property. There's one property that. Come on. Where'd my IntelliSense go? I can't do it without IntelliSense. ASP dash. Maybe it is route ID. Pretty sure it wasn't route ID. It was something else. Let's double check what it is. ASP.NET Core Tag Helper. This has it. I know that page has it. Already got route parameters. Oh, it is route ID. That should work. Let's go and try it out. Back to you. Best to save you. Back to the browser with it. Details of this. Let's check the edit button. Looks like it got the right syntax. Yes, cool. So I'm gonna spend the next Thursday after I get done with the user group talk. We're gonna kind of clean this up. I got all the basic text there, but we'll go through and turn this into a checklist and this into a text box and this into a drop down, etc. We'll get rid of the Foursquare and venue. This is kind of pop up dialog here. We'll change this into its dialog. So if you map control into it and get it to work, it's going to take more than that. We'll get to this probably Thursday, if not Friday. So hope you got something out of it. See, it was relatively, easy to get the Telerik controls out of it. Even show how much it was. ASP not without that's with priorities. See what it is with light support. 1,000 ultimate support. 1,500 bucks. That's for the whole suite. That one comes with everything but Blazor and ASP X. And it's well worth the time. Save it. See, we'll probably get through all of them relatively. That's all I had for today. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you like what you see, you're watching me on Twitch right now, hit the subscribe button or the follow button. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Talk to you Thursday. Good day.